show is made possible with the continued support of our friends at the 24/7 Partners.
Yeah, howdy. How the hell are you? Thanks for streaming another edition of APCW Perspectives, where there's just a hint of winter in the air. Yeah, and here I am without the proper apparel for the situation. Last week, we did a show with no stories from the United Kingdom. Well, I mean, we tried to do a show with no stories from the United Kingdom, but those pesky Brits still found a way to sneak in. This week, however, there is simply no avoiding them, as the Parliamentary All-Party Betting and Gaming Group, which is quite a mouthful, are calling for a complete overhaul of the UK Gambling Commission, which is odd because they're usually just a pain in our asses. Their inquiry began over 4 months ago and gathered information and complaints from operators, and now, having accumulated significant amounts of condemning data, the parliamentary group has arrived at the conclusion that, in fact, the UKGC is utterly and completely incompetent. Huh, really? Well, I don't know how much money they spent on this inquiry, but I think we could have saved them 4 months and a few £1,000s if they'd have just come to us and asked. I mean, we could have had that cleared up before lunch. Of course, in a world of agendas, not everyone was happy with the results of this inquiry. In particular, one anti-gambling crusader operating under the guise of a journalist at The Guardian named Rob Davies. His headline seeks to discredit the MP's critical stance against the commission by accusing them of not caring about players with gambling addiction. I mean, he didn't just come right out and commit libel, but you can read the headline for yourself. It's loaded clickbait. But anyone familiar with Mr. Davies would not be surprised by his biased position against our industry. After all, he's the creative genius behind other Guardian scare tactics, accusing the gambling industry of deliberately targeting children with radio ads, sensationalizing stories about college kids becoming addicts, trying to frighten women in the UK who like to play bingo, complete with the pathetic picture. And of course, no fear-mongering is complete without throwing grandma into the mix. Mr. Davies isn't just afraid of gambling, however. He's the same little turd that complained about ICE a few years back, saying it was too sexual for a gambling conference. To which I must reply, Mr. Davies, if you think the conference was too sexy with gambling, I'd like to walk with you around Las Vegas and watch your prepubescent head explode. The United Kingdom was not the only country making gambling headlines this week. In fact, the Dutch, who just launched their online gambling industry last year, are putting on their big boy pants and sending out warnings to players in that country. They're telling them that if they continue to play at sites not licensed in the Netherlands, then they run the risk of losing all their money. Not because it would be seized, but because if the Dutch regulator ends up blocking those sites, then customers in the Netherlands may not be able to retrieve their funds. So, they're basically saying, play at your own risk because we're not gonna help you get your money back. Lastly, we started this show with a UK parliamentary group and segued into stupidity. So let's end the show with a UK parliamentary group and combine it with stupidity, namely Carolyn Harris, who chairs the All-Parliamentary Group for Gambling-Related Harm, whom I must admit was fantastic in Rocket Man. However, she wants to ban Britain's lottery operator from using the National Lottery brand and logo for instant win games because anyone want to take a shot at this? Yes, of it might lead to problem gambling. There it is. She actually said, now listen, she actually said that it is unacceptable to use the lottery brand to encourage people to gamble. It's unacceptable to use the lottery brand to encourage people to gamble. Sounds to me like Caroline doesn't understand what the f*** a lottery is. But hey, maybe it's just me. These politicians seem to just make up shit out of thin air to justify their positions. Or journalists just seem to write about things that are hot button topics to get more views to their site. And yes, I can hear some people out there saying, well, hey, Jay Todd, aren't you biased toward gambling? To which I respond, hell yes, I am. And it's obvious that I am. I work for a gambling company. I produce a gambling video about the gambling industry. I don't go around under this pretense that I'm somehow biased and above being, judgmental or something, or that I don't have any favoritism. Of course I'm biased, but I am. That's why you watch. Okay, I'm done. I'm ranting. I'm completely off script. So, I'm gonna get out of the cold and the snow, and God willing, I'll come back next week and piss off somebody else. Last week, we did a show with no stories from the United Kingdom. Well, we tried to do a story. No, a show. It's a show time. Damn it. Well, we tried to do a and I did it again. Pull up your pants, Todd! You fat old man. Are putting their big boy pants on. Eesh, there's lunch again.